So this is a really quick overview of the OKR Retrospective's education step. So as a quick reminder, the retrospective has a blend from purely educational as the meeting progresses to become more operational and eventually strategic. And we're starting over with this phase over here, educational, educate, which is an educational step. Now, the reason I emphasize that is education, this is a communication meeting. It's one where we're trying to educate people, help them understand a particular concept. In this case, we're trying to get the ideas out of the leadership team into the broader organization. The education step itself has a couple of attributes. So the goal, of course, is to educate the participants in what the previous quarter's OKRs were. Now, the participants are those who are not actively involved in the OKR process. And as your OKR process expands in the organization, you're constantly going to be having these waves of new people brought into the process. And they might be brought into this at the retrospective stage. Now that we've used it for a quarter, the organization is comfortable with it, and we're going to begin pulling them into a more active role next quarter. This is a good time to begin making them aware. So the content fits into these following broad categories. First, give them an overview of OKRs as deployed in your organization. Obviously, there's no hard rules about how OKRs are designed, so yours will be different even from other organizations employees might have worked in before joining your company. So, for example, are you using committed goals or stretch or combination? Do you have only quarterly goals, or do you have annual goals mixed in as well? Do you only have team goals or some individuals? What are the deployment framework in your organization? Then secondly, what are the corporate strategic goals and priorities? And again, I understand, people are supposed to have only 3 objectives, but the corporation might have 12 objectives shared across their 10 executives. So each executive might own 1 or 2 objectives. All of the corporate objectives, not just the 3. Then from there, an overview of each OKR. Think of this as like a 3 to 5 minute briefing for each OKR. We go for the 4 W's. What is the objective? Like, define what it means. Why? Why is it important to the organization? And part of this is showing how it links up to the corporate level objectives. Who or what department, what team owns it, and then finally, what are the key results that we would see? What would you see more of or less of as we work towards those objectives? So this briefing, if you've got, a dozen corporate objectives, will take roughly an hour to go through and may need to be a meeting in and of itself. This can obviously be videotaped so that people can view it at their own leisure, or you can do it as an all hands type format. We'd love to share more of our ideas with you. There are probably about 300 YouTube videos that we've recorded that you can find on our YouTube page. We also write a continuous series of blogs about OKR and related topics. Or feel free just to give us a phone call or email me. Happy to have a conversation about any of these topics. Talk to you soon.